Hi everyone, my name is Nicholas Currier, and for this segment, our guest is Andrew Ferrara.
Hi everybody, it's so good to see you guys. I'm so glad you guys are able to tune in today, because today we're gonna be talking about swim team.
That's right, and I have some questions for you about the swim team.
Yeah, but first of all, Happy New Year, everyone.
Yes indeed. I hope you all have a great new year. It is 2024 now, which means new beginnings, new adventures.
Yeah, that's right.
And without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with this interview. So,
All right.
my first question is, what is your favorite stroke?
My favorite stroke. Usually we do strokes like the backstroke, the breaststroke, and the butterfly. But if I had to pick one, probably the freestyle would probably be my preferred choice. But I like to do the other strokes as well,
Why do you like the freestyle?
because I could choose whichever stroke I want to do, like the backstroke, or the breaststroke, or the butterfly.
Yeah, that I love the thought of that.
Yeah, thank you.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
What is your favorite swimming memory?
Swimming memory. Ooh, that's a good one. I think when I had a lot of memories from swimming, but one of them appears to be that when I was younger, I had my first swimming lesson at the YMCA in Oak Square in Boston. Not exactly Boston, but possibly Brighton, Massachusetts, at the YMCA in Oak Square.
I used to take swimming lessons at the YMCA in Hyannis. And
Nice.
Also I had swim lessons at Oakcrest Cove in Sandwich back when I was a camper there. Anyway, this is not about me. This is about you, Andrew.
Yes.
My next question is, how many medals have you won?
I've won some medals, like some of them. I've actually won some awards for being the most improved, for probably being either the most improved swimmer or probably winning some medals and trophies for cheering on people, because I've won some medals back then. Last year, I've won some really great awards.
That's great. I bet you're very proud of that.
Thanks. I am very proud of that too.
That's great. How long have you been swimming at Riverview?
First time I did swim team was 2022. That was in my senior year.
High school?
Yes, of high school. Yeah. And when I went to Riverview, I actually went swimming during the summer program in 2021 and 2022. And last year, I also did swim team at Maritime, same place we go every year.
That's cool.
And we went swimming at the pool at Hunter Haven a few times. And there were some friends like Fallon and Katie and all those guys. We've had a lot of fun. And this year, I'm doing swim team once again this year at Maritime once again.
That's incredible.
Thank you.
I'm so glad. I guess that already answers my next question, which is who else is on your swim team?
On the swim team, there are two groups. I'm in the second group. In my lane, it's me, Jordan, John, Colin, and Liam. And next door to my lane is guys like Katie and Josie.
Okay, cool. When is your next swim meet?
That's a good question. We don't know when our next swim meet is yet, but I think it's probably going to be either in January or in February. We don't know yet.
Didn't I just hear earlier that you guys are having a swim meet pretty soon?
Yeah, Yeah, that's tomorrow, I think.
So your next swim meet is tomorrow.
Yeah. So that's why I'm going to select my perfect perfect swimsuit for tomorrow. So that's why I got my custom ones, my Parent Trap swimwear matching top and bottom. That is going to be my um um preferred choice because I selected that.
All right, well, I'll be rooting for you.
Thank you.
Also, Parent Trap is a great movie.
Yes.
Andrew's talking about the Parent Trap movie that starred Lindsay Lohan.
Yes. So that's what I'll be wearing tomorrow, and the twins are probably going to be rooting for me.
Yes, Lindsay Lohan and her twin sister, also named Lindsay Lohan.
Yeah.
And my last question is, what motivated you to join the swim team?
Because I wanted to do it in the winter. So there we go. I've actually now I'm in the swim team at Riverview.
That's great.
Yeah.
I guess that's going to do it for this segment.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Andrew, for joining us here on What's Cooking at Riverview.
Of course, Nick. Anytime.
Hello, everybody. This is Colin Dykeman speaking, and welcome to another episode of What's Cooking at Riverview. Today, we have a special guest right here. It's Nick Courier.
Hello.
And what we have here for this episode topic we have is JBT game night. So, what is game night usually all about?
It usually happens on Saturday nights at JBT Dorm.
What games do you play?
We usually play Super Smash Brothers Ultimate for the Nintendo Switch. Sometimes we play Mario Kart, but it all depends on how many people show up.
How many people usually came?
We usually have a good amount of people over from all different dorms, and it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of great players and just great people.
Is it fun when you play games in the dorms like usual?
Oh, absolutely. And that's the reason why Saturday is my favorite day of the week, is because that's the day that we have game night at JBT.
Who usually wins during game nights?
Oh, as I said earlier, we have a lot of great players, a lot of really good, very skilled players. I mean, I'm not going to brag, but sometimes I win, but a lot of other people usually win.
So how many players of characters are going to be in game night?
As it usually depends on who wants to come, how many people come over, and it also depends on what the day looks like. For example, this weekend there's a Saturday enrichment, so a lot of people might be tired and might not want to come. But again, on the other side of the coin, because there's Saturday enrichment, a lot of the students might be looking for some excitement. So they'll want to come over for the game night. And Colin, I know that you enjoy coming to the game nights,
Mm-hmm.
and you're a great player, and you're a great you have great sportsmanship.
Oh, thank you.
And same goes for everybody else who comes to game night. It's always a lot of fun, great people, great games, a lot of laughs, a lot of excitement. And as we're going through this, you'll see pictures throughout that Miss Barron took for one of our game nights. Miss Barron came over and took some pictures of us having a great time. And it's like a party every time we have a game night. Do you have any other questions for me?
So, were there any snacks during game nights? Like, do you make popcorn or something like that?
No, not usually, but the cabinet is open. So, like for example, last time there were students who made popcorn in the microwave. But yeah, that's definitely something to think about. Maybe we will start serving snacks, but the main attraction is the games that we're playing, which, as I said earlier, we usually play Super Smash Brothers. Sometimes we play Mario Kart, but again, that depends on how many people show up. If there's a lot of people, then we do Smash Brothers. But if only a few people show up, then we do Mario Kart. Because Mario Kart is only 4 players, and with Super Smash Brothers, you can have up to 8.
Oh.
If there's a lot of people coming over for Mario Kart, then not everybody would get a chance to play. It would be very hard to make sure everybody gets a chance. Whereas Super Smash Brothers, it's a lot easier because you have 8 people at a time. So that means most likely everybody will get a chance.
So for Super Smash Brothers, if people are eliminated, can they still wait until the next round?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, if you want to keep playing, you can. But by all means, we have people that come over to game night just to watch, which is pretty cool because, we love having an audience. But also, if they're here for a good time, then by all means.
And same goes with Mario Kart. Could you make a wait list just like last year to see what the wait list usually looks like when you play Mario Kart in single times?
Yeah. In case you don't know what he's talking about, last year, when me and Colin were in a dorm together, I created a wait list because a lot of people wanted to play. But this year, I'm not able to use the program because everybody just keeps skipping line, and the staff tend to do the work for me, which is okay. But yeah, that's what Colin's talking about.
What about the games that we used to play like in the past, like Mario 3D World? Like, what is that all about from last year?
We used to play Super Mario 3D World, which is an adventure game. It's not usually, we don't do that for game nights because that's not really competitive. It's, as I said, it's an adventure game where you go through levels and take out bosses and stuff like that. But in that game, you have to work together. It's not really about competition. So that's why we don't do games like Super Mario 3D World and Super Mario Wonder.
Yeah.
That's why we do competitive games like Super Smash Brothers and Mario Kart. And we used to do Nintendo Switch Sports. Remember, Colin?
Yeah, I remember bowling.
Yes, we used to do bowling on Nintendo Switch Sports, which is it's a lot like Wii bowling.
Yeah.
Wii Sports bowling.
Yeah, it's more challenging. Like how much frames did you get any spares in bowling?
Well, yeah, but there's a lot of people bowling that are much better than me.
Right.
Well, Wii bowling was very simple. In the rest of the bowling games that followed, it got more and more complex. Like you had to hold down this button for a certain amount of time, and you had to keep the Nintendo Switch you had to keep the controller in a specific position for a certain amount of time.
If you're in the gutter, will you get no strikes or spares? Like if it's really like a gutter ball, what are you gonna do about it?
If it ends up in the gutter, then you get no points
Right.
because you don't hit the pins, it just rolls down the gutter.
Right. Many people, sometimes they don't know how to bowl, right?
Well, that's why game night is there. If you don't know how to play a game, then it's a great opportunity to learn how to play, and also and eventually you'll get really good at it because practice. I shouldn't say it makes perfect, but definitely you learn a lot.
Exactly. Well, that's it for this episode of What's Cooking at Riverview. So stay tuned for some segments coming up because we've got more bunch of them in here coming soon in the weeks ahead. So this is Colin Dykeman and Nick saying, sign you off, and I hope you have a good day.
Yes, have a good one, and thank you for watching. And
You bet.
And thank you, Colin, for having me.
Oh, you're welcome, Nick. We're glad to have you.
Yes, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Have a good one, guys.
Over and out.
Hello, my name is Glenn Fitzgerald. I'm here today to talk about the Cape Cod Toy Library. At the library, it's about more than toys, and more than books and blocks and puppet shows and wooden trains. It's about relationships, the relationship between parent and child, the relationships children form with one another in a safe, imaginative, and playful environment. The Cape Cod Toy Library is about potential and opportunity. It's about more than children, it's about helping adults help children grow. It's about building foundations for children through play. The Cape Cod Toy Library promotes the value of play. It enhances the quality and frequency of constructive play experiences. It enriches the lives of children, their families, and caregivers. It helps strengthen family relationships. It promotes quality of life and health for the community. Come visit the Cape Cod Toy Library. Saturdays from 10 to 1 at 1663 Main Street in West Barnstable. Also, they have a play oasis at the Hyannis Public Library. And additionally, you can visit them online at capecodtoylibrary.org.
Hi, everybody. How are you all doing today? Good, that's good. Today's something really special. Before I say this, last week was our RGT. So I got something to tell all of you. If you already have done RGT with us in the past, you guys are in luck. I mean, you guys are in for a treat because we're going to talk about RGT today. Now, for those of you growth students that have already done RGT with us last year and sometime this year, well, you guys are in for a treat because once again, we're talking about RGT. Now, you guys might already know these two guys, but once again, I'm going to introduce them to you all. Colin and Marina. We are going to talk about RGT. We usually have one guest, but we're doing two students instead of the usual students we've already have done in the past. So now let's talk about RGT, guys. Let's go. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Bye.
So did I hear we're talking about RGT today?
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. So what can you guys tell me about RGT? What does it go? What is RGT all about?
RGT is when you go out to the mall with friends.
Yeah, that's right.
Like you can go out to eat with them at the mall, like the food court.
Yes.
You can go to the movies with your friends.
Yep.
And you can go to museum watch shopping with your friends.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's what I've done. Last year was actually my first RGT was last year in January.
That's nice.
So one of the main focuses in our RGT is like when we make phone calls, depending if we're waiting to the mall for traffic, and it's all depending on if we're shopping in the mall and getting stuff.
That's right. Well, usually phone calls for most guys that are calling their dorms, check-in, happens every 30 minutes.
It all depends if you have like, if you're losing like a ticket, and if you're gonna be like ordering food at the food court, you might have to wait for the call until after, me and Will get and split the bill.
But if you're going to the movies, and if your staff wants you to check in, you may want to text instead of call.
Because it's distracting.
Exactly. That's right. It is distracting. But sometimes cell phones cannot be allowed in most movie theaters. Although texting can be a good idea, but only if you're outside the theater, like in the hallway, once every 30 minutes or so.
So what did you buy at RGT when you go out with your friends, Colin and Andrew?
RGT? That's a very good question. What I like to do is that some RGTs, I usually get either pizza or a burger and fries. But last week, I wanted to actually try something a little different than what I usually do.
What new foods did you try, Andrew?
Yeah.
That's a good question. I tried some Thai food from a place called Ruby Thai Kitchen, with chicken and noodles.
I love noodles.
Yeah, good one. That's actually lo mein noodles to be exact.
Oh, I went to RGT with my friend Annie, and we had a blast.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah. So what can you tell me about what they use to get to RGT?
They took a bus.
Yeah.
Well, if they're off campus, like Hunter and Ferry, they should probably wait for it that was actually outside to catch a bus. But if they're all on campus dorms, they should wait and meet up at the res office for the ride.
Yep, that's right. Because when I was on campus, I took the buses from res.
Me too.
Yeah.
And don't forget to mention, Greystones will be another bus pickup if they want to meet outside.
And Ferry.
That's
and
right.
Hunter Haven.
Yep, that's right. 3 of those dorms have to have pickups. What are some great stores you guys like shopping at the mall for RGT or getting food or something like that?
I like Newsbury Commons.
Ooh, Newberry Comics?
You?
So my top 3 favorite stores are, especially has to do with books and electronics, Best Buy, Target, and Barnes & Noble.
That's nice. What about you?
That's a good one. If I had to pick the top 3 stores, I would pick Barnes & Noble, Newberry Comics, and Target.
Oh.
Sometimes GameStop, although that depends on what my group is wanting to do.
Me too.
Yeah.
And who do you like to go to RGT with?
Some of those
Colin,
guys, some groups, I went with some guys such as, one of them, some of them, I was with Tim, and sometimes with Colin, sometimes with Will. Although that depends. That depends on who I want to be in an RGT group with.
Me too.
Yeah.
And
Well, it's almost getting to the end, you guys. Well, by the way, thanks for tuning in today.
And don't forget to mention, before we close out, when we get back from March break, we're gonna go to Mashpee Commons for RGT.
That's absolutely correct.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, guys, thank you all for tuning in today. And for those of you that are tuning in from somewhere in Barnstable, we hope you had a great time. Thank you guys so much. Bye.
Bye.
See you soon, everybody.
See you guys soon.
Hi, this is Mary Taylor, Executive Director at Chatham Marconi Maritime Center. The Chatham Marconi Maritime Center celebrates the rich history of maritime radio and explores the innovative advances in science and technology through the Marconi RCA Wireless Museum and the Education Center. Marconi RCA Wireless Museum is the former Marconi RCA Wireless Receiving Station, once the busiest ship-to-shore station in the United States and a significant military installation during World War II. The old operations building now houses the Marconi RCA Wireless Museum, which offers exhibits tracing the story of maritime wireless communication in Chatham from its formative days with Marconi through the 20th century. For more information about visiting and to learn about Cape Cod's importance on ship-to-shore communications, please visit chathammarconi.org.
You may be wondering, who is this adorable pup? His name is Loki, and he is here to help share with you some information about an important 100% volunteer-based organization right here on Cape Cod. It provides financial aid for medical care to our four-legged friends. Our pets are more to us than we can ever imagine. They give us unconditional love and comfort. They are part of our family, and we would do anything we can to help them. But sadly, many families and pet owners cannot always afford emergency veterinary care, especially for life-saving measures that can be very expensive.
Since its inception in the mid-1980s, the Samson Fund has provided financial assistance for sick or injured cats and dogs who need substantial veterinary care that is too costly for their owners to bear alone. The Samson Fund works directly with committed and dedicated animal hospitals on the Cape and Islands to provide this assistance. These hospitals have contracted with the Samson Fund to provide services at a reduced cost, and the animal owner pays a small percentage of this reduced amount. The Samson Fund then pays all or a substantial portion of the remainder through monies allocated to the veterinarian. The Samson Fund also helps injured or sick strays that are in desperate need of medical care. The Samson Fund is primarily financed and supported by membership fees and donations, as well as local fundraising. They also sponsor and participate in local fundraising events throughout Cape Cod. The Samson Fund is an all-volunteer organization with no paid officers or staff and no building to maintain. They're always looking for people who are passionate about helping our community and the cats and dogs that are a part of it. The commitment is flexible and easy as they are event-driven. Those interested in volunteering should email samsonfund@yahoo.com.
With the help of people like you who care about the health and welfare of our four-legged companions and understand the importance of the human-animal bond, the Samson Fund will continue to make every effort to see that no sick or injured cat or dog on Cape Cod and the islands will be denied needed veterinary care or euthanized due solely to the owner's lack of resources. More information about the Samson Fund can be found and donations can be made by visiting samsonfund.org. Please follow them on Facebook and Twitter at SamsonFund1, the number 1, for details about events and other exciting news. Thank you.